Hi, welcome to Empowered Leaders in Tech. Today I want to talk to you all about visibility. If you want to get promoted, if you want to have impact, you have to have visibility. Whether you are introvert, whether you class yourself as underconfident, having too much imposter syndrome, like it, don't like it, and that doesn't mean you have to get up on a stage, but you do need visibility. And that's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about why you need visibility and some strategies to help you get it. So we might talk about visibility and personal branding, and you might think personal branding is only applicable in the business sense. Well, not anymore. Now you are a personal brand, and quite often what we do is we pretend to be a representative of our company, which means when you come to move jobs, there's very little of you exposed. There's very little of your visibility, your personal brand. And that's why I want you to think of your personal brand as you and your visibility a little bit more. So why does visibility even matter? Well, it's about creating opportunities. When you're visible, people know you're there and what your skill sets are and what opportunities might be available for you. It's about promotions, getting noticed for those promotions. When it comes to pay rises, bonuses, if people know what you do, the value you add, the good work, if people understand more about what you do, they can recognize your value, so that if there's a situation where we're cost cutting, we don't immediately look at that department and think, well, I don't know what they do, so let's halve it. Let's get rid of them. We don't need them because I don't even know what they contribute to my business. And that's what decision makers will be doing. What you don't want is you don't want a situation where the only time your senior decision makers come into contact with you is when a mistake has been made. Or if you're a business where the only time you sort of rear your head with your clients is when something went wrong. You want that reputation to build that know, like, and trust throughout your career journey and throughout your relationship with that stakeholder or that senior developer or that senior decision maker. So think about it this way. If you're part of an organization where you're part of the product or service, so let's say you're in a web development firm, or you're part of a service, a SaaS service, then it's clear to see that we can see the sale of the product, we can see that you're delivering the product, so you're part of the production and the delivery, the outcome. Your senior decision makers and your leaders and your clients will see the output of what you produce, so they can understand closely the value that you add. What they can't do is necessarily see the visibility of you as an individual contributing to that value. And that's where sales targets might come into it and all that other sort of stuff. But if you're part of a supportive function, and quite often I find if you're in IT or data, you're part of a support function in a major organization. They don't see necessarily that you hit sales targets, that you are delivering this much revenue into the organization. The return on investment can be very difficult to quantify and quite often is not made visible to those decision makers. So this is where the challenge arises, is for you to determine how is it that we contribute. Why? Because if I don't, then this support function is going to get the chop. It's going to be cut. My head count, the people who work here. Why should I give you pay and bonuses when I don't understand what you're actually contributing to the bigger picture? If I don't have visibility of you, I don't value you the same. So when you're thinking about visibility, always think about achieving an outcome. What is it that you want visibility for? And think about it in terms of know, like, and trust. It's exactly the same as when you're marketing yourself as a freelancer or when you're starting a side hustle and you're marketing. What you want to do is build up an element of know, like, and trust. Let's just go through that in a little bit more detail. So the know element. What do I need to know about you in this company? I need to know your expert skills. I need to know that you're reliable and trustworthy. I need to know that you deliver things of value. What do you deliver? So what are all the things that you need those decision makers, those clients, those people investing in you that you need to be able to influence and have impact over? What do they need to know about you? They need to like you. When you show up, are you complaining? Is the only time you go to your decision maker when you have something you need them to sort out, or are you showing up positively? Are you bringing the solutions to the table as well as the problems? Are you being a positive person within the team that resonates with everybody else? Or are you being the person that nobody wants to work with? So think about likability in terms of that. The other thing I would say about likability is forget any of your predisposed or your unconscious bias or your conscious bias. You want to move away from that and focus on what you can control. When you show up with a smile on your face, when you show up and you contribute, you are building likability. When you show an interest in somebody else, you remember their name, you look at them when you're talking to them, you show them, you role model the way, then naturally they're going to want to replicate that behavior. And that's you showing up as your best self, being likable. Know, like, and trust. What do I know about you? I know what projects you worked on. I know what you delivered. I know your expertise. I know you're the go-to person if I have a problem with data, for example. And what do I like about you? You're always positive. You bring solutions to the table. You want to come and help us. You arrive and you use my name and you show an interest in the things that I'm passionate about and that are important to my goals. And if you can do that, then you're part way to getting really great visibility. So know, like, and trust. Right, trust. If you say you're going to deliver something, make sure you deliver it. If you tell me you're going to take away an action, make sure when we come and meet next time, you follow up on that action. You have completed it. Stay congruent, stay true to yourself and your authenticity. If you say you're going to do something, if you say you are a particular way, if you told me that you are the expert in data warehouse design, then I need to see that. I need to be able to trust that you've not lied to me. If you're telling me you can write exemplary SQL that has more performant queries, and then I find that you're breaking my data warehouse all the time with your queries, then I know that you are not being truthful. So whatever you say, whatever you put out there, your what I know about you, what you say you're going to do, what I like about you, make sure you back that up with that bank of trust. You're building up every time you do something positive, every time you deliver something you said you were going to deliver, or you found an answer out to a question, or you contributed or contacted and even worked collaboratively with somebody else that you promised me you would go and speak with about this problem. Whenever you do that, you're building your bank of trust, and that means you're visible. I know you, I like you, I trust you. When something goes wrong, I'm more inclined to say most of the time, you do a really great job. Most of the time, you're an inspiring leader. You empower your team, you do the right things, and you're competent. I understand this was a mistake. This was a one-off. I understand these things happen. And I'm more likely to let you deal with that. But if you haven't built up know, like, and trust, and the first contact I have with you is something going wrong, is something you haven't dealt with, I don't understand, you never do the things that you promised you would do, you never follow through, you never finish those activities, maybe you're always negative, then I'm not going to have know, like, and trust. So it's all very well having visibility, but what you need is visibility for the right things. And hopefully that you have taken away some actions here that you can go away and you can build up your know, like, and trust, your visibility, your personal brand, what you want to be known for. And sometimes that might mean taking a step back to figuring out what is it I want to develop and how do I develop my competencies in these areas so that I can be known for this thing. I can be liked for what I do and I can be trusted to do this well. Visibility is incredibly important to your opportunities. You know, when those things come up, when those promotions come up, you want somebody who's such an advocate for you. They're mentioning your name at that table. And they're mentioning you because they know, like, and trust you. Have you thought about giving that role to Sue, for example? She's delivered this project. She has this competency. She's always positive about what she's doing. And I trust her to do the job well. Whatever it is, make sure that you're visible for the right reasons, that you've built that know, like, and trust, and always stay true to yourself. Never lie. Don't embellish the truth about what you can and can't do. Be honest, but go away and do your homework and figure it out, because you can grow. So even if you can't do something now, but you'd like to be known for doing it, then get on a development plan. Get on a development plan and learn that skill. Now, a good place to start with any visibility strategy is to understand where you are now. So ask yourself these questions. Do people know what you do? How would people describe you? what would they say? Who are your advocates in the business? Who are people that will sit back and say, she's really good at this? What about Sue? Mention your name whenever something comes up that is in your level of expertise. Are they decision makers? Do the decision makers or key people know who you are and what you do? And if you've identified that this is a problem already and you're thinking, what can I do about it? Is there something I can do if they don't understand what our whole department does? They don't even know what our function is all about. It's too technical or too much of a support function that nobody really understands the thing we contribute and the good work that we do. Then maybe you're thinking, I can't do this alone. And the truth is, you can raise your visibility and the visibility of a department all by yourself. But like with everything, without that support mechanism, it has a limited effect. If you really want to amplify the voice of your department and what you're working on and achieving as a team, then you really need the support of your manager, your colleagues, and people to come with you on that journey. And that takes some persuasion and influencing skills, which is one of the critical things you need to have as a leader. Whatever you do, don't go radio silent, because that's as good as leaving things exactly as they are. You want to get visible. You want to step out there. You want to show people the great work that you can do. And there are lots of strategies that you can use to gain visibility, to build your personal brand within an organization. It can be as simple as having a regular monthly or quarterly update with your senior decision makers so that you can showcase the work that you've been doing. It might be a demonstration, or even to talk about the work that you're going to be doing in the future, to get some steer and also make them see how it's helping them to achieve the company goals. The other thing you can do is you can request to be on specific projects that support the business goals. So if there might be something quite significant, maybe it's a takeover that you want to be involved in integrating the systems or working together on a piece of technology. Anything that involves cross-department work is always fantastic for raising your profile. If perhaps you want to showcase a particular piece of work using another technique, such as speaking at an event, so being a speaker about your team or some work that you've done at another event organized by another department, or even more publicly than that. Perhaps you want to create a blog or an intranet that showcases some of the things that you do and how people can contact and learn more about your department. Always remember to speak out at meetings, offering and volunteering to induct new starters and give an overview of what your department does, perhaps on a regular basis. It's always really good to have these sort of update sessions and to broaden your audience at each stage. Some of the persuasion techniques that you can use can involve sharing best practice, collaborative working, contributing to another area's work or goals in some way. Whatever you can do to leverage how you can start to work more cross-departmentally, but also at a higher level and supporting a higher level of goals. And before you think, who am I to do this? Don't. You are the expert. You need to raise your visibility, your personal brand, either in your organization or externally, and start to get out there and speak about the amazing, incredible work that you do. You'll start to build more confidence, and that will further reaffirm the competence that you have and help you to learn and develop in that area as well. Remember, your visibility and personal brand is incredibly important to your career success. It's directly related to the amount of opportunity that becomes available to you. So invest the time, invest the energy, and you'll probably find that you'll build more connections in the process. And don't forget, you can always check out more resources on elitedigitalspace.com. You can reach out to me too on LinkedIn or sue@elitedigitalspace.com. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to hear how you're getting on with your journey. And I'm hoping to inspire you to take the next stage in your personal growth. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.